Walk into a billionaire's closet and you'll notice something strange. No giant logos, no flashy LV monograms, no screaming Gucci prints. In fact, most of their clothes look almost boring. Sounds backwards, right? We were always told luxury means showing it off. But here's the secret. The ultra-rich understand the biggest flex is when nobody knows you're flexing. And once you see how this works, you'll never look at designer logos the same way again. Let's dive in. Number 1. The Silent Wealth Revolution. Here's the thing. True wealth whispers. It doesn't shout. If you look at the richest people on Earth, think Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, or old money European families, they dress like they shop at the same stores as everyone else. Plain t-shirts, simple watches, no logos in sight. Why? Because they've transcended the need to prove anything. Let me break this down. When you're becoming wealthy, you want everyone to know. That's the Gucci belt phase, the monogram bag phase. It's validation. But when you've arrived, you realize that flashing logos attracts the wrong attention from thieves, scammers, fake friends, and taxmen. A study from the University of Michigan found that people who wear logo-heavy luxury goods are often perceived as insecure and status-seeking by actual high-net-worth individuals. In other words, the logo is a tell. It screams, "I need you to know I can afford this." But you know what's crazy? The most expensive items often have zero branding. A $50,000 Loro Piana cashmere coat, no logo. A $100,000 Patek Philippe watch, subtle, if any branding. A custom Hermes Birkin without the H, that's the dream. The ultra-rich have created a secret language, one that only others like them can decode. It's stealth wealth, and if you know, you know. But wait, there's something even more interesting happening here. Number 2. The Psychology of Logo Avoidance. Let's be honest, wearing a logo turns you into a walking billboard, and rich people didn't get rich by giving free advertising. Think about it. When you wear a Louis Vuitton bag covered in logos, you're literally promoting Louis Vuitton for free. You paid them thousands of dollars to advertise for them. It's wild when you think about it. The ultra-wealthy find this concept almost offensive. They'd rather invest in craftsmanship, heritage, and exclusivity that doesn't need to announce itself. There's also a deeper psychological layer. Logos signal outward validation. You're dressing for others, not yourself. But the truly wealthy? They've moved past external validation. They dress for comfort, quality, and personal satisfaction. Here's a perfect example. Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck every day. It wasn't a fashion statement, it was a decision to eliminate meaningless choices. Mark Zuckerberg does the same with his grey t-shirts. These aren't cheap clothes, by the way. Jobs' turtlenecks were custom made by Issey Miyake, costing hundreds each. But no logo, no flex, just quality. And here's the kicker. Research from Harvard Business School shows that people wearing quiet luxury brands are perceived as having higher social status than those wearing loud, logo-heavy pieces. The rich know this instinctively. You're probably wondering, if logos are out, what are they wearing? Quick thing before we continue, if you're finding this eye-opening, do me a favor and smash that like button. It genuinely helps more people discover content like this. And subscribe if you haven't already, because we're just getting started with this series on wealth psychology. Hit the bell so you catch the next one. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now, back to what the rich are actually wearing. Number 3. What they're really buying. Here's where it gets really interesting. The ultra-wealthy aren't avoiding luxury, they're just redefining it. They're buying Brunello Cucinelli cashmere sweaters that cost $2,000 but look like they're from Uniqlo. They're wearing the Row minimalist designs created by the Olsen twins, pieces that cost thousands but have zero branding. They're collecting Hermes items so exclusive you need to spend 6 figures on other items just to be offered the chance to buy them. It's called quiet luxury or stealth wealth, and it's based on 3 principles: Quality over recognition. The fabric, the stitching, the cut. It's about how it feels and lasts, not how it looks to strangers. Exclusivity through knowledge. If you know, you know. It's a club, and logos aren't the membership card. Taste is. Timelessness over trends. Fast fashion and logo mania come and go. A perfectly tailored navy blazer, that's forever. Let me give you a real-world example. In Silicon Valley, there's a running joke. The richer the tech founder, the more they look like they're homeless. Jeans, hoodie, sneakers. But here's the secret. Those jeans? James Purse, $300. That hoodie? Brunello Cucinelli, $1,200. Those sneakers? Common Projects, $500. The difference is invisible to most people. And that's exactly the point. But the real question is, why now? Why is this shift happening? Number 4, the cultural shift. Social media changed everything. In the 2000s, flashing wealth was peak culture, bling era, logo mania, Paris Hilton carrying tiny dogs in designer bags. But then, Instagram happened. Suddenly, everyone could fake wealth. Rent a Lamborghini for a day, lease designer bags, Photoshop yourself into private jets. The ultra-rich watched this and thought, if everyone can fake it, what's the point of showing it? So they pivoted. They went quiet. They started valuing privacy over publicity, experiences over possessions, impact over image. There's also a social responsibility angle. In an era of massive wealth inequality, flashing $10,000 bags while people struggle feels tone deaf. The wealthy are increasingly aware of optics. Stealth wealth is also strategic PR. And here's something fascinating. Gen Z wealth is accelerating this trend. Young tech entrepreneurs, crypto millionaires, and startup founders never had the logo phase. They went straight to minimalism. For them, wealth is about freedom and options, not Gucci belts. The future of luxury? Invisible, understated, whispered. So here's what we've uncovered. Real wealth doesn't need a logo. The ultra-rich avoid flashy branding because it attracts problems, signals insecurity, and honestly, they're past needing your validation. They've created a new luxury language based on quality, exclusivity, and stealth. Now I'm curious. Would you rather own one logo-heavy designer piece that everyone recognizes, or 3 quiet luxury items that only insiders appreciate? Drop A for logo flex, B for stealth wealth in the comments. And if you want to dive deeper into how luxury brands manipulate your psychology, you need to watch my next video. The dark psychology behind luxury brands. I'm exposing the tactics they use to make you feel like you need their products. You won't believe what I discovered about pricing strategies and artificial scarcity. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay curious, stay smart. Peace. Real wealth whispers, fake wealth shouts. Luxury works best when you never question it. Now you see the illusion. This is the luxury illusion.